Breaking news from the Premier League, a seismic transfer breakthrough has just landed. Newcastle United have officially accepted Liverpool's massive £120 million bid for star striker Alexander Isak, igniting one of the most explosive moves of the summer window. This deal could redefine everything for the Reds as they enter a bold new chapter. Stick around till the end as we reveal every thrilling detail of this blockbuster deal and uncover the other major moves quietly unfolding behind the scenes at Anfield. You won't want to miss what's coming next.
Liverpool have officially entered talks with Real Madrid star Rodrygo Goes, after receiving a clear signal from the player that he is open to a move to Anfield. The Brazilian forward has reportedly given his green light to Liverpool's interest, with discussions already underway between the Reds and the player's representatives regarding personal terms and a potential role under new manager Arne Slot. Rodrygo, 23, has grown increasingly frustrated with his situation at the Santiago Bernabéu, having been benched frequently during key matches last season. Despite his contributions in big games over recent years, including vital goals in Champions League campaigns, the recent arrival of Kylian Mbappé, combined with the presence of Vinicius Jr. and the rise of Arda Güler, has pushed Rodrygo down the pecking order in Xabi Alonso's new-look squad. While he has not publicly demanded an exit, sources close to the player claim that Rodrygo has implied privately that he would be excited by a move to Liverpool, a club he admires for its history, passionate fanbase, and competitive environment. The chance to be a focal point in Liverpool's attack, rather than a rotational option in Madrid, is believed to strongly appeal to him. For Liverpool, Rodrygo is viewed as a high-caliber addition who could bring creativity, pace, and finishing quality to the front line. With Arne Slot looking to reshape his forward options and implement a more fluid, dynamic style of play, Rodrygo fits the mold of a modern wide attacker who can also operate centrally when needed. This move comes at a time when there is growing uncertainty around the future of Luis Diaz, who has drawn strong interest from Bayern Munich and Barcelona. While the Colombian has not been officially listed for sale, Liverpool are considering their options carefully, and a big money offer could alter their stance. The pursuit of Rodrygo is not necessarily dependent on Diaz's departure, but the club is preparing for all scenarios as the summer transfer window unfolds. At this stage, no fee has been agreed with Real Madrid, but Liverpool are believed to be gauging what kind of deal would convince the Spanish giants to sell, especially given Rodrygo's decreasing role and the club's overloaded attacking department. Madrid may not block a move if the player pushes for it and a strong financial offer is made. With Rodrygo's openness to the move confirmed and Liverpool's intent growing stronger, this developing story could quickly become one of the most high-profile transfer sagas of the window. Negotiations are ongoing, and Liverpool fans will be watching closely as the Reds attempt to land a marquee name to bolster their next era under Arne Slot. The future of Luis Diaz at Liverpool is becoming increasingly uncertain, as Bayern Munich have returned with an improved offer of £75 million in their efforts to sign the Colombian winger. After weeks of ongoing interest, the German champions have stepped up their pursuit and are now pushing hard to convince Liverpool to part ways with one of their most exciting attacking players. Sources close to the situation have confirmed that Bayern's latest bid has been formally communicated to Liverpool, and while the Reds have not yet accepted the offer, it is believed to be much closer to their internal valuation of the player. Discussions are understood to be active between the two clubs, and Bayern are confident that a deal could be struck in the coming days if negotiations continue on the current trajectory. Luis Diaz joined Liverpool from FC Porto in January 2022 and made an immediate impact, dazzling fans with his direct running, flair, and work rate. He played a crucial role during Liverpool's push for multiple trophies in the 2021-22 season, including their FA Cup and Carabao Cup victories. However, injuries and tactical shifts have seen his role evolve, and with the club now transitioning into a new era under head coach Arne Slot, there is a growing sense that Liverpool may be open to a high-value sale if it allows them to reinvest in key areas of the squad. For Bayern Munich, Diaz is seen as a marquee attacking signing as they look to inject new life into their forward line under new manager Vincent Kompany. The German club are eager to bring in a player capable of delivering goals and creativity from wide positions, especially as they look to reassert domestic dominance and challenge for the Champions League after a disappointing 2024 campaign. While Diaz has not publicly pushed for a move, sources suggest he is aware of Bayern's interest and is not entirely closed off to the idea of a new challenge. The prospect of playing in the Bundesliga, competing regularly in the Champions League, and being a focal point in Bayern's attack could appeal to the 27-year-old, particularly if his long-term role under Arne Slot remains uncertain. Liverpool, meanwhile, are weighing their options carefully. While Diaz is highly valued internally, a £75 million sale would represent a significant profit on the fee they paid just over 2 years ago and could help fund moves for other key targets as part of their ongoing squad rebuild. With the window heating up and both clubs firmly engaged in negotiations, the coming days will be crucial. Real Madrid have stepped up their interest in Liverpool centre-back Ibrahima Konate, with new manager Xabi Alonso identifying the French defender as a top transfer priority this summer. Determined to rebuild a younger, more physically imposing backline, Alonso sees Konate as a cornerstone of his long-term vision at the Santiago Bernabeu. The 25-year-old has grown into a crucial part of Liverpool's defense since joining from RB Leipzig in 2021, forming a solid partnership with Virgil van Dijk when fit. But with Madrid planning for the future, Konate is viewed as an ideal successor to veterans David Alaba and Antonio Rudiger, both of whom have dealt with injury concerns. With Eder Militao returning from a lengthy layoff, Alonso is eager to add reliability and athleticism to his back four. Sources close to the situation indicate that Madrid have already made contact with Konate's representatives and are preparing a significant financial offer to tempt both the player and Liverpool. While the Reds are not actively looking to sell, Madrid believe the opportunity to work under Alonso, a former star for both Liverpool and Real Madrid, could appeal to Konate and make a transfer more feasible than it appears. Konate remains under contract at Anfield until 2026, and Liverpool are expected to demand well over £50 million to even consider parting ways. Still, Madrid's persistent interest may lead to a formal bid in the coming weeks, especially as they continue laying the groundwork for a defensive overhaul. At the same time, Liverpool are not standing still. Whether or not Konate leaves this summer, the club is pushing forward with plans to reinforce their defensive ranks. Talks have intensified with Crystal Palace over a move for Marc Guéhi, who has rapidly risen to become one of the Premier League's most consistent centre-backs. Guéhi further raised his profile with impressive performances for England at Euro 2024, and Liverpool view him as a player ready to make the step up to a top-tier club. The 24-year-old is said to be open to the switch, attracted by the chance to compete in the Champions League and be part of a new era under Arne Slot. Liverpool's scouting and analytics team are particularly impressed with Guéhi's composure, tactical awareness, and strength in one-on-one duels, traits they believe fit perfectly within the club's evolving defensive structure. Crystal Palace are understandably reluctant to lose a player of Guéhi's caliber and have placed a valuation of around £45 to £50 million on his head. Nevertheless, Liverpool remain optimistic that a deal can be reached, especially if funds are freed up by potential outgoings, including a high-profile move for Konate. Liverpool are determined not to be caught short at the back and are laying the foundation for a new-look defense that can compete on multiple fronts. Liverpool are on the verge of completing a sensational signing, with the club entering advanced negotiations with Newcastle United over the transfer of Alexander Isak. Sources close to both sides have confirmed that Newcastle have accepted an offer worth around £120 million, paving the way for the Swedish striker's arrival at Anfield. The 24-year-old has been on Liverpool's radar for some time, following a standout 2023-24 season where he netted 21 Premier League goals and cemented his reputation as one of the most clinical and intelligent forwards in Europe. Isak's speed, movement, and composed finishing have made him a standout performer in the English top flight and a player highly coveted across the continent. Newcastle's decision to part ways with their star forward comes amid mounting financial fair play (FFP) pressure, forcing the club into a difficult, yet financially beneficial decision. Despite their reluctance, the Magpies found Liverpool's offer, reportedly including substantial add-ons and performance-based incentives, too good to turn down, especially given the scale of the deal. At Anfield, new manager Arne Slot has made strengthening the attack a top priority. With Darwin Núñez's future uncertain amid growing interest from Saudi Arabia, Liverpool have moved swiftly to secure a striker capable of leading the line in a high-energy, possession-based system. Isak fits the bill perfectly, equally comfortable as a central striker or cutting in from the left, and offering both creativity and finishing prowess. Sources suggest personal terms with Isak are not expected to be a stumbling block. The player is believed to be enthusiastic about the move, drawn by the opportunity to challenge for major trophies and return to Champions League football with one of Europe's most storied clubs. His relationship with Newcastle remains positive, but the chance to take a significant step forward in his career appears too compelling to resist. With negotiations now in the final stages, all eyes are on the next steps. A medical, contract signing, and official unveiling could follow shortly. This move, should it go through, wouldn't just reshape Liverpool's frontline, it could redefine the Premier League transfer market this summer.